Well,
Yeah.
what can we talk about? Is there anything to talk about?
I mean, not really. I don't even know of anything that's big that's happening this week.
You want to know a kicker?
Yeah.
My parents are in Florida right now, and they're coming home tomorrow. I'm like,
Just
stay. Just don't, because that's what everybody's scrambling to do now. Like,
Exactly.
Should I go? Should I stay? What should I do? Can I fly?
Yeah.
Tracy, it's going to be a mess.
I got nothing to talk about.
Even with that major storm thing and that big red banner right there. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's meant to get your attention, and I'm glad it did. Okay, so just a couple of footnotes about what's coming our way. First of all, if you have a lot of errands, things you want to do, baking, you got to get the sugar and the flour, whatever, get it done by Thursday morning. Highly recommend that. Also, I do have concerns because of strong winds that potentially could be coming our way. Concern for power outages, especially Thursday night into Friday. I cannot emphasize enough how strong these winds are going to be and how cold it is going to get. And I think the worst of the wind chills is going to be during the day on Friday. And if you do have travel plans, you got to be flexible. Figure out what you're going to do, if you need to book a room, if you need to adjust departure times, all of that sort of thing, especially Thursday night and through the day on Friday, and maybe for some of you, even Saturday morning. Winter storm watch right now, 6 p.m. Thursday through 6 a.m. on Saturday. Let's talk about why. So here's Thursday at noon. Thursday morning and afternoon, I can foresee a little light snow. Looks like we're trying to speed up this system a little bit more now. So I think there will be some light snow during the afternoon hours here Thursday. But we really get into the highest accumulations happening Thursday night into the day on Friday. Also, here's 30:30 a.m. on Friday. Notice the winds. Notice the temperature. This is going to result in blizzard-like conditions across the area into Friday morning. So great concern about that. I'm going to show you two different models. This is what we call grid points, and this is pinpointing snowfall projections. You can see higher amounts possible east due to lake effect, but you can see most all of us on this model getting at least a half a foot of snow. The second model kind of suggesting the same, maybe slightly lesser amounts off to the west. But the main message is going to be the potential for blizzard-like conditions. And I want you to remember, whether you have 4 or 14 inches of snow, if you have winds that are strong enough, you can still have blizzard-like conditions around the area. So Thursday and Friday, we're giving you a heads up with our AccuWeather alert.
Just in me, I've been so excited just to track this storm. Sure. You know what I mean?
But the Aisha's traveling.
Right, but the traveler in me is really, Mother Nature? Did we have to do it this week?
Terrible timing.
Terrible time. It could not be worse. Yeah, so we'll talk more about that too. We're going to be talking about traveling, obviously, over the next several days, because we've got two big travel days this week, Thursday and Friday. All right, let me show you what we've got here going on now. Winter storm watch in effect starting Thursday evening into Saturday morning. Blizzard conditions are possible, those winds gusting as high as 55 miles per hour. So again, those blizzard conditions certainly possible as we work our way Thursday into Friday and even Friday night into early Saturday. So here's what we know so far. The winter storm Thursday, Friday, snow and wind. Again, blizzard conditions also possible. Power outages are likely due to the winds too, and travel, again, talking about travel again, travel will be impacted. So if you do have travel plans Thursday, Friday, you may want to start thinking about an alternative. Let's talk about what's going on here now on Pinpoint Radar. We've got some snow out there, some light snow showers, even some flurries falling at the moment, but this has nothing to do with the system on Thursday and Friday. We actually have a cold front that's going to move through today, helping to spark some of these snow showers. You can see here through Dwight, Pontiac, Streeter, back over towards Henry right now, we're dealing with some very light snow. This isn't going to cause any big issues at all. It's going to continue to move off to the east, so eventually in the city, we'll see a few snowflakes too. Our storm system, the big storm system that we've been talking about the past several days, is still well off to our north and west, but it's starting to impact the Pacific Northwest, actually. Seattle, Portland, it's starting to move onshore. So as it does so, then things will become a little bit more clear, especially the track of the actual storm, and that will also tell us how much snow we could actually see. So let's walk through Stormcast here. So I want to jump ahead actually to Wednesday. So if you're thinking about when should I start preparing, when should I run out to the store, today or tomorrow will be your days. As we head into the nighttime hours on Wednesday, this is midnight Thursday, we've got snow developing off to the northwest, and then Thursday morning, 8, 9 o'clock, we've got snow falling for most of everybody. Notice here that snow will continue and really become more widespread into Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening, and it doesn't stop there. The snow continues Thursday night and even into Friday. This is 2 a.m. Friday. We've got snow still falling, heavy at times, windy too, and that snow continues Friday afternoon and Friday evening, and then Saturday things finally start to wind down, but we'll have some lake effect snow showers on Saturday across northwest Indiana. Behind the system, it gets cold, 9 degrees for a high on Friday, bitterly cold for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Temperatures only around 10 on Saturday and low teens by Christmas Day.
I love this graphic because in general, I'm in a total agreement with it, okay? This outlines the time frame for what and when, all right? Wednesday, finalize preparations for winter storm. You betcha. You should, you folks that follow my page and some others, I'll give, Manhattan Weather Channel. He and I have been exchanging information here for several days. He's been out on the forefront of the storm. I'm not taking any extreme credit for this, but if you've been following my page, you've known this thing is coming for a long time. Snow begins Thursday. Travel conditions deteriorate. However, early in the day, I think you're going to be able to get, if you got an appointment at 10 a.m. on Thursday, you can get there. Unless you're just a horrible driver who can't handle it even when there's a little snow coming down, I think you're going to be fine Thursday morning and probably through the very early afternoon hours. This is when it's going to be difficult, if not impossible, to travel. Thursday night, Friday night. Wear this red, okay? See how the Weather Service has this nice color scheme here? I would not be surprised, look, if they might put extreme out here. I think that a period of time here is going to be extreme. Dangerous temperatures and wind chills. Do not lose sight of the fact. We're focusing so much on how much snow is coming. And there's going to be some really serious cold here on the backside of this. And these gusty winds, that's awful. A blizzard, I reiterate, is not solely predicated on how much snow is falling. You can have a blizzard with a couple inches of snow, but if the wind is blowing and the visibility is down to a quarter mile, that's a blizzard. Okay, so a blizzard does not always correlate with how much snow is coming down. Similarly, you can have 1.5 feet of snow and it not be a blizzard. If there's not much wind associated with it, that's not a blizzard, all right? Just a little definition there. Now, some of you have asked, we have a winter storm watch. Oh, by the way, Saturday, snow will be subsiding. I think it'll be out of here Saturday. But blowing snow will continue. Travel will be difficult, and there will be dangerous temperatures and wind chills right on through Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And because of that gusty wind, as I've been mentioning for days, the cleanup of, sometimes it snows, and the crews do such a fantastic job. They're able to get everything the heck out of the way in a few hours. With 6 hours after the snow's down, the roads are in great shape. This is going to be very difficult. And similarly, for your driveway, for the sidewalk, you're going to want to get that stuff shoveled off. And especially if you're not right in the city, which sometimes gets assisted by all the buildings and blocking some of the wind. If you're in like a suburban area, if you're out in the country, this blowing snow is going to be a problem right on through Saturday. This time frame right here, that Thursday night, all day Friday, into Friday night, is going to be a time where you should just lock it in. Be at home. Don't go out, because the last thing you want to do is be wiped out in a ditch and freezing your tushy off, hoping that somebody comes and pulls your butt out of there, because it will be very, very difficult to do. Already, a whole constellation of winter storm warnings in pink, winter weather advisories, wind chill warnings. This is wind chill watch here, all the way down into the Red River Valley. All of this blue, that is a winter storm watch. It covers pretty much all of Chicagoland. I'm going to not count, Michiana is not in this yet. The North Webster National Weather Service, they're just waiting. Trust me, a winter storm watch is coming out. Remember, a winter storm watch goes away. It is rare to get a winter storm watch 3 days in advance. They are 3 days in advance. This should be a signal to you how seriously the National Weather Service, who issues those watches, how seriously they are taking this storm system, that they have already put out a winter storm watch. This will go over to either a winter storm warning or, in the opinion of this particular meteorologist, for at least part of this storm, it's going to be a blizzard warning. One of the better weather aficionados and meteorologists in Chicagoland, a fellow by the name of Gilbert Sebesti, put a post on his page this morning about how long it's been since we have had a blizzard warning issued, and it's something like 1,483 days since the last blizzard warning was issued. It has been a long time since we have had a bona fide blizzard, and all of the signs are pointing to this qualifying. Now today, we had some sun. It was cold, wasn't super windy. Cloud cover has definitely thickened up in response to the approach of this little wave of low pressure. There's also a cold front back out here to the northwest. Out ahead of that cold front tomorrow, even though it will be cloudier than today, I think we have a chance of getting to freezing, maybe a degree or two above that. Then that cold front comes through. You can see some of the stratocumulus clouds associated with that front back here. That front will be coming through so that Wednesday will be a colder day. Then Thursday, the storm starts to move in. Where the heck is it? Well, I've been showing you this water vapor imagery for several days, and I've been pointing at stuff coming out of Alaska. This thing right here doesn't even look like much. Out here, kind of in the Gulf of Alaska, there's a little curlicue there. That looks so innocuous. That's going to be our monster storm that is going to cross the country. This is a coast-to-coast storm from Seattle all the way to the northeast, and we're smack dab in the middle of it. Here is the vorticity map. Here's Chicagoland right here, okay? Watch for the spin in the atmosphere. It dives down in the northwest. See it right there? That is tomorrow into tomorrow night. This is the GFS that I'm showing you. This position, if you'll recall from a couple of days ago, the center of that low, let me back this up here. The center of this 500 millibar low was much farther to the south. The GFS has come up a little bit farther to the north. That's why it now is producing heavier snow than it was a few days ago. I mean, it's still, we're splitting hairs between the amounts of snow that the models are predicting now. There's no model that says, this ain't going to be that big of a deal. But the track of that upper level feature, it is one that is very favorable for bringing us snow and then dragging down bitterly cold air for the Christmas weekend. But, and I'll get into this a little bit at the end, hang on for some good news about next week, because the atmosphere looks like it's going to go into a much more zonal pattern, which should bring in milder air and maybe melt whatever snow comes out. Not all of it, but some of it. Here's the high-res wrap refresh. This shows what future radar is going to look like, and it shows these flurries overnight. Really nothing tomorrow. You can see the wind shift coming through tomorrow. The winds go from southwest to northwest behind the front, and then start to crank up out of the south. This is Wednesday. Ahead of the storm, we might be able to get close to 30 on Thursday before that snow really starts coming in. Now, we're just beginning to get within range of the North American mesoscale model. Hey there, Diana. She's with the Jersey Girls and everybody's canceling shows. I'm sorry, Deanna. I saw you were on a different TV channel this morning. traitor. That's okay. I'm all for you getting exposure. Here is the NAM. We're starting to get just within range of this particular model. So far, we've only been able to show you European, Canadian, the long-term global models. Now we're in a mesoscale model that at least gets us to the beginning of the storm. Notice there's some snow off to our northwest Wednesday night. This is Thursday, 3 o'clock in the morning. This is 6 a.m. on Thursday. And you will see a little, maybe some freezing rain, I-55 and south, a little bit of snow, but this is not a big deal on Thursday morning. The dark blue, that's coming in Thursday afternoon. This would be 3 p.m. And once again, interestingly enough, there is some chance for liquid on the front edge of this on Thursday. And then Thursday night, it goes over to all snow, gusty winds. And I'll call up how much snow this model has just through, okay? This is just through midnight on Friday. So we're still kind of in the infancy of the storm, and we're widespread 5 to 6 inches, with the bulk of that falling during the evening. Okay, that's not the total snowfall forecast. I'm merely showing you, what the highest resolution model that I can give you right now is already cranking out just through about the first 8 or 9 hours of the snowstorm. Now let's go to timing of this. So far, hopefully, I've made it clear that it's really the worst of it is Thursday night and Friday. So let's go to the GFS. We zip you through here. That would be midnight Thursday, 3 a.m. Thursday, 6 a.m. Thursday. Here is 9 a.m. Thursday. You say, Mike, look, it's snow. Yes, there is some snow there, but that is not heavy snow yet. This is just kind of what I'll refer to as chicken feed, the appetizer course of the storm, okay? That's not that much. Things start to ramp up here. This is 3 p.m., 6 p.m., 9 p.m., midnight. But look at that low all the way over there, like north of Fort Wayne. This is starting to move away. This part of the storm is what we call the deformation zone. Atmosphere is getting stretched out. It induces some additional lift that will produce snow during the Friday period. Notice a little possible some lake enhancement going on here. The tightening of these isobars that leads to very strong winds. Perhaps the strongest winds will be Friday morning with this storm, but it's going to stay windy all day long. And look at that snow still coming down. That's Friday morning at 9. That's noon. That's 4. That is 6 p.m. This, I will tell you, is a little bit earlier for the clearing out of the snow than the model used to show. Okay, this gets it kind of out of here about 6 hours sooner. Here is the total snowfall forecast off of the GFS, and it's a lot. Okay, it is a lot. It may be difficult to measure the snow because it's going to be blowing and drifting, but I certainly think it is more than reasonable now to safely anticipate double-digit snowfall for all of Chicagoland. I am comfortable with a 10 plus for all of Chicagoland. I am not ready to endorse these 20 plus inch snowfalls, which would place this in the pantheon of all-time snows in Chicagoland. So I'm not quite ready to go there yet, but I am very comfortable with a 10 plus right now, okay? But I'm also not going to say, well, clearly the heaviest snow is going to be falling in Southern Cook, Northern Will, and all of the counties of the... No, not ready to pinpoint. This is a pretty solid thumping for anywhere in Chicagoland, okay? Right? That's what we're talking about here. This is the other scary part of this storm, and that is the wind. Winds will not be bad tonight or tomorrow. Winds will be picking up a little bit Thursday morning, but look what happens when that storm comes in. These are wind gusts Thursday night, already gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour. Overnight, you've got some 50, can you read these numbers? Okay, 50 plus mile per hour wind gusts. This is why I'm highly confident that we're going to get a blizzard warning. The National Weather Service a few years ago did away with blizzard watches. And now it's a winter storm watch, but this is going to go over to a blizzard warning, I think, for all of Chicagoland because of that wind. That wind will make snow removal, travel, next to impossible during the height of this storm. Thursday night through Friday, it stays windy. That's Friday night, and you still got 40-mile-an-hour winds. Even as the snow is moving away, Let's say that you're out there at midnight with the snow done falling. This is midnight, technically Saturday. Good freaking luck with 40-mile-an-hour winds out of the northwest. I guess if you're blowing your snow to the southeast, you got a fighting chance. But the guy that lives up, to your northwest, his or her snow is going to blow into your yard. This is going to be really, really tough. Yes, Jan Eigenfeld, lots of drifting. And this will be the type of snow that can drift. This is not the crusty garbage that's out there probably in your yard right now that's like kind of a crusty, icy snow. Hi, honey. Say hi to Mrs. Caplan. She's got her hat on. She's already ready. So this snow is going to be free to fly. Mike, what about the European? Okay, here you go. Is there any significant difference with the European? And I'm going to show you two versions of the European. This is the long one. This will get us through the whole event. All right. This came out this morning, our time. Well, technically early this afternoon, our time. That is Thursday morning. And really, spits. Nothing. Not a big deal. The next, there we are at 9 o'clock. Not that much happening. But notice also here, little mix. Possibility that on the leading edge of this, there may be something other than snow falling, especially, I'd put 55 as the dividing line on that. That's Thursday at midday, at noon. And you're still, I think, able to get where you need to go, unless you're driving out here towards Galena or you're heading toward Kirksville, Missouri. This is going to be a more troubling drive than if you're in the immediate Chicago area. When does it get bad? Right here, okay? And that snow is still coming down. That's 9 p.m. Thursday. Look at the dark blue sitting around, just pouring snow. That could be 1 to 2 inch per hour stuff. Some of you have been asking, hey, is there a chance, Lisa Lasky, not Chihuahua friendly, you're right. Is there a chance of thunder snow? You'll know for sure when Jim Cantori shows up at O'Hare tomorrow. But I would say that, yes, there's a possibility. There's enough lift in the atmosphere that Friday morning could have some thunder snow. This is 3 p.m. Friday, 6 p.m. Friday. And by 6 p.m., stuff is pretty much out of here. Okay, maybe a little bit still hanging on for you in Northwest Indiana. Again, the isobars tightly packed, just gusty, horrible winds. And I promised I was going to show you the more recent run, which will not take us through the entire event. But let's just look, if there's any change. This is the brand new run, okay? And what time does the snow get here? That's Thursday midnight. That's 3 a.m., 6 a.m., 9 a.m., noon. And noon, kind of, hold on here. That's noon. A little bit of snow, but during the afternoon. That Thursday evening commute, ugh. Friday morning, forget about it. That's awful, okay? Still coming down. Now we're getting to the end of the run. This model ends Friday morning at 6 a.m. and it is still snowing hard. It is still gusty winds. We're still in the deformation zone of this storm system, which is now heading off here towards Detroit. And snow falling, for my friends in northern Wisconsin, Door County, you're going to get clobbered as well. This is not exclusively a Chicago deal, but this is still snowing on Friday morning. But you can see the back edge kind of already to Rockford. This will creep out of here, and just based on what I'm seeing here, the timing, no real difference between the old model and the new one. Total snowfall off of this particular model, this is the old one, and you're looking at, again, widespread double-digit snowfall. Okay? I don't want to say that, there's going to be 20. But remember, this model used to say, like 26. It's come down. Well, I think it's still too high, but it's getting closer to what I believe will be realistic. I am expecting, just to reiterate, for those who haven't been watching, I am expecting right now widespread double-digit snowfall. There will be very little difference in the impact of a 10-inch and an 18-inch snowfall, okay? Because it's going to be blowing around like crazy. It will be snowing hard. It'll be difficult to keep up with on the roads. And good luck measuring this stuff on Saturday morning, all right? And the winds will be there. This is the good news. Look at that. For the last week of December and the first couple days of January, the whole country is forecast to be warmer than normal. A big atmospheric swing on the way. Let me flip you around here. You're good tomorrow. You're good Wednesday. You're pretty good Thursday morning. There's still going to be a little bit of light snow, maybe as early as Thursday morning, or maybe some freezing drizzle. We'll watch out for that. That can be a problem. But I think that the majority of people can get where they need to go through Thursday morning and maybe through Thursday afternoon. Thursday night and all day Friday, nightmarish travel conditions. A lot of places will be closing down. A lot of services will be closing down. It is entirely possible, if not utterly likely, that Chicago's airports, particularly O'Hare, which seems to be the one that's more prone to closing down when we have these things than Midway, again, that's just anecdotal. In my memory banks over my many years living here and forecasting here, I think O'Hare has a tendency to shut things down a little bit sooner or more frequently than does Midway. Perhaps somebody in aviation can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not trying to go way out on a limb or throw anybody under the plane. But if you have airline plans, I think there may be closings. Okay, certainly cancellations, delays will be widespread. And this is going to have a domino effect because of the impacts all over the country and equipment that can't get from point A to point B, even going into the weekend. There will likely be a log jam of cancellations and things that are a result of the storm, its history, and where it is moving forward.